Welcome to DUBBZI Bricks and thank you for visiting the channel. Now, for several years I've been wanting to take up mock building as a hobby, and following a move from the UK to Ireland we finally have a dedicated Lego room. And I thought, why not set up a YouTube channel and take us along the journey of becoming a mock builder? So here we are. Now on the channel I'm going to be planning on doing mocks on Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Ninjago, Marvel and DC, whilst also building a complete custom Lego city. So anyway, let's get to it and start showing you the Lego room. So the table, finally cleared it off. It's had so much rubbish on it for such a long time. And yeah, we're now ready to get those base plates laid. That's only a few of what we're going to need to start the city. Now, as you can see, it's quite a large, well, I say large, it's not large compared with some of those out there, but it's good enough for what we're going to be sort of aiming to achieve here. The length of it is 3.2 meters in length that way, 1.8 here, and the section on the end there, the gap is 60 by 120. Now that lowered section there is going to be for a Batcave. So the idea is we're going to build the Batcave on the lower level. It's going to be built up. There's going to have a roof on there where Wayne Manor's going to sit. So Wayne Manor's going to be level or levelish to the rest of the city going down this way. The other thing as well with the table is we're not going to be putting the modulars that you can get from Lego on here. So the plan at the moment is we're going to have some mountains along this side here with a temple on the top. The city's going to come down, and then down this end is going to be sort of like where we're hoping to have like an Avengers Tower, possibly a sort of like a complex of towers over on this side. We'll just go from there. So yeah, so this is the lowered section, which is going to be the first part of our work. So we have our first slight problem here. We're trying to maximise the space that we have, and we've got this area down the bottom here where we haven't got base plates on. It's probably about 6 studs. It's not a great deal. And obviously at the back there we're missing we need a base plate which is 32 by 16, which we haven't got at the moment, and we really want to get started. We've been delaying this all the time. Now we are going to be making this a mills type style in a way. This I'm going to be trying to do as much as one section as possible. So what we might have to do is just remove the 32 by 32 and stick a 48 by 48 in here. Now with this, I don't know if you can tell, but when we go over here it is going behind this line, so the brick wall that we're going to be building up here is going to be flush with this, so we're not going to be using all the studs there. So we do need to work out exactly how far we're going back with the rock work. So we can either just sort of like leave it there and waste part of a base plate there, or we can try and get in a 32 by 16 base plate just to stick there. What we're going to do with the 6 studs on the end, I'm not really sure yet. Now, one thing we could do is we could bridge the gaps. So, for example, I could push that all the way to the end. But I think the first thing to do is we just need to get started. So first up, we're going to put some 2x2 bricks down to start off doing the mills plate style base to the Batcave. So we're going to be putting the plates along here. Now I've only done this section to start with because this is where the rock's going to be, and we're not sure how far out we're going to be coming. And obviously we're going to cover all of that lot with some of the brown plates there, get that all done, and then we can start doing the outline of the actual rock face. So here we have it. We've got the first part of the rock work done in the Batcave. Quite pleased with how it's come out. I'll try and get a few different angles from it there, but there's no actual pattern to it, so yeah, hopefully it will not be too repetitive in any areas. So they're the different slopes that we're using. What we're going to be doing now with this part is I'm going to put some plate across here, and then that's going to be one of the first sections of which we're going to have sort of a walkway along. So the next bit of rock work is going to be at the top, is going to be back here, and then it's going to curve back out over here. And then we've just done it as the dark blue grey brickwork as well. So yeah, we're relatively pleased with how it's coming on. I'm using the burps just for support at the back. It's not dictating the how I'm building it up, because I'm basically filling in gaps using a lot of the, as you can see here, we've got a lot of 1 by 1x1 and 1x2 of the dark bluish grey bricks. So again, all of these bits here we've got there, and we've got another pack up there. So all of that is going to be used to sort of like fill in the gaps there. So I mean, it might have been easier just to have used bricks, but we have got a handful of those available to us, so I thought, yeah, might as well use them. We've worked out what parts we need to order. Like, we haven't got any blue plate yet, so we're going to need that to put along the bottom here before we start tiling on there. The rock work, it's taken a while just to get into the swing of things and make sure that the pattern's not too repetitive and that it looks really good. I'm pleased with how it's turned out so far, and we're going to be continuing with the rock work all the way around. So where these orange bricks are, that's the way it's going to be going. At the back there is going to be a waterfall coming down, and then it's going to continue all the way around to the front here again. Now there is going to be a garage here and here. So we need to work out how high up the garages are going to be, because everything's going to be above the water on stilts. Now, as I said, the rock work is just started there. It's got probably about 40% of the height that it's going to actually be. And we've also got to work out how we're going to support the ceiling of the cave, because obviously it needs to take the weight of Wayne Manor and anything else that goes on there. So that's going to be quite the challenge on there. So we need to make sure that rock work is very, very strong. We will obviously have to put some supports up here in the form of rock, so it's going to be quite the challenge. Really looking forward to that part as well. But this is going to be a custom city, as we mentioned, the whole thing. There's not going to be any modular buildings on here. It's all going to be buildings that we've created ourselves. We might take inspirations from some cities, but it is going to take a long time, so I hope you stick along for that journey. As I said, it is a learning curve, so already, like, silly things like not having blue plates, for example. We knew there was going to be water on this, so why we haven't ordered them. Yeah, it's a rookie error. But again, as I said, we're totally new to all of this, new to mock building, and it's going to be a cracking journey. Really looking forward to it, and hopefully you enjoy the journey along with us while we create this. So we have found some blue plate, not masses of it. There's just a few the 8x6s, and also I think it's 8x16s there, and some 2x3s, but it's enough to get us started. I'm not totally happy with the rock work down the bottom here. It's way too straight, and although it's all that goes in and out all the way up, I would prefer it to add a little bit more character or movement down the very bottom there. So what I'm going to try and do is take that entire section off, take it away from the base plate, put down the C bit at the bottom, and then place it back on top, but just change that out a little bit, those bottom few bricks. So that's the plan that we're going to do. As I said, we are new to this, and it's things like this where we're going to have trial and error, and just we're just going to have to work it along and see what happens. So yeah, let's get to it. So here we have it. We just finished another building session on the rock work in the Batcave, and as you can see, it's come along quite nicely. I'm quite pleased with the effects of the rocks and the going around the two corners there. The next up is we're going to be putting the garage bit in there, so we need to work out how high up the garage is going to be, so we know how much rock work to build underneath it. So I might actually try and prototype the garage section, so I can then put it in there and then build around it. I think that might be the easier option, and then there'll be another one on the left hand side of the waterfall as well. On the top here we have actually start putting some plate down. Now what we're going to be doing is possibly putting a room or a platform on there. So until we know what we're actually going to put on there, we don't know where to build the next part of the rock. So is it going to be sort of like 8 studs back, 4 studs back, or if it's just like a corridor or a walkway, then the rock work can be quite far forward. Obviously, the further forward it is, the more support there's going to be to the top. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is all going so far. It's been quite challenging, but I've enjoyed every second of it. So yeah, so again, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If so, if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button, hit notification bell so you get updates of when the latest videos have been released, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.